Hello, Bitcoin bulls, crypto code conjurers, enjoyers of economics and currencies. In this video, we are going to learn all about crypto price inflation. Whoop, there it goes. Crypto price inflation. So, in other words, why does the price of a cryptocurrency go up? Is there a reason? Is it a useful reason? Well, let's find out. So let's look at a more traditional piece of currency. Let's just look at a dollar. Now, as we all know, a dollar is just a piece of paper. It has no intrinsic value on its own, but for some reason, people will accept it for goods and services. Look at it this way. You might say that this dollar is backed by the government. The government says it's worth at least as much as $1, and the government is credible simply by the basis that they're a government. They're a government, so they must be credible, right? Well, the government can't back a currency without any actual means of doing so. Because if the currency was really worthless and the government said that they'd pay you $1 for every bill, people would simply take these worthless bills to the government until the government was all out of money. So to an extent, the currency has to be worth what the government says it is. So the way that this happens, you might look at a dollar bill being charged up by the labor or just general work. This is called the GDP of a country. So blue-collar folks like ourselves go to work every day, and the work we do adds up and accumulates this general product of this nation. And that, divided by the number of dollar bills there are, basically implies how much you can get for a dollar bill. And market forces help ensure that this remains true to the actual value. So since this dollar has real value, you can exchange this goods and services. You can get some stuff for your money. Got a little basket of goods here, big old basket. So now, where's the problem? I'm just going to draw a little arrow here. And it's going to explain to you in one arrow exactly what the problem is with this model and why cryptocurrencies are handy. So what happens when the government that's backing this currency decides to extract some value from it themselves? As we know, the value of each dollar is basically equal to the GDP, the output of a country, divided by how many dollars there are. What governments a long time ago realized, and I'll do a whole other video about this if you like, please mention in the comments if you do, they realized that if they just printed more dollars, things would basically still work out for them, and they could keep some of these extra dollars or give them away to their friends or whatever. And each individual extra dollar printed only reduces the value of all the other dollars by a tiny amount. Unfortunately, once they get a taste for it, governments tend to start extracting all the value out of a currency that they can. And as they do, the value of this dollar just drops. I'm not making this up. The countries of both Brazil and Venezuela have been completely fucked up by the government extracting value out of their currency till there's basically none left. So Brazil and Venezuela are great examples of countries where this has just gone to cartoonish levels. The government has printed tons of extra money with really no regard for the actual people here who use the monies themselves. The governments are only thinking about these lines, the lines where the value of the currency goes back into their own pockets. And Brazil and Venezuela aren't the only countries where this happens. Stuff like this happens all the time in basically every country. It's more pronounced in South American countries as well as certain countries in Africa. But it doesn't mean that this kind of stuff doesn't happen in Canada and the United States. But Daniel, we all know this. Politicians, they line their own pockets. That's what they do. So how does this have to relate to cryptocurrencies? So as governments extract the value from dollars, the price of a dollar goes down. It basically comes out of the pockets of all these guys right here. So let's enter a new actor here. We'll call this guy Mr. Code. So Mr. Code has invented this thing called a cryptocurrency, which is controlled equally by everyone and which governments can't use to extract the value right out of it, because math kind of makes this impossible for one person, this mustachioed guy here, to control the cryptocurrency. So he invents this thing called a cryptocurrency. Now, when Mr. Code invents his cryptocurrency, let's say he prints 1 million units and sells none of them. That gives the value of his cryptocurrency a market cap of $0 and makes each one of these units worth $0. But some of these people, these workers, are intrigued. So they go up to Mr. Code and they say, heck, we'll give you $1 for 1,000 of these coins because, you know, we're desperate for stuff. The value of our currency is dropping like a rock. Soon it will be nothing and our money will be worthless. So let's have this guy Jim. So Jim goes and he decides to buy, you know, just $1 worth of this cryptocurrency. He takes this value that would normally go into this dollar, which the government is extracting, and he's putting into this cryptocurrency. So now the cryptocurrency has a value of $1 in market cap, and each one is worth 1/1 million. So now this guy who bought the 1,000 currency, let's say he bought one for $1. What he has right now is worth only 1/1,000,000th of a dollar. So he hasn't exactly gotten a good deal. But let's say that 1 million people go and they buy all of Mr. Code's currencies for $1 or for 50 cents or for any price. After they're all sold, the capitalization or the amount of real money or this magic force here that used to give this dollar power to buy stuff, it's gone into this cryptocurrency. So the cryptocurrency now has a cap of 1 million. And each one is worth 1 million over $1 million, or $1. And at the same time, the value is no longer going into these corrupt sovereign dollars. So that explains the first half of the equation. This sovereign guy here, he's screwed by the cryptocurrency because the dollar that he's extracting value out of is worth less and less. But right now, so all we have is a simple market cap. Now, let's say that more people show up. And they're really worried because the government here has now just more aggressively started extracting value from the dollar since they know that there's less going in. They have to take even more value out to make any money. So the dollar is now going down in price even more as the money exits and goes into cryptocurrencies. But all 1 million of Mr. Code's tokens have been sold. So these guys here have an option. They can either stay with the sovereign currency and go broke, or they can pay more for a crypto coin. So this guy here, let's call him Bernie. He's just had himself a good idea. He says, listen, if I hold this dollar for another week, it's going to be worth 50 cents. I can easily pay $1.10 for one of these crypto tokens just so I retain some of my value. It makes a lot of sense. So now let's say this guy then pays this guy, let's just say $2 for one of his crypto tokens. Now there's still 1 million tokens out there, but the actual market cap is now 1 million plus 1. And each of these coins is now worth 1 million plus $1. And each time this goes on, the value of the coin just continues to go up. So of course the reverse can happen as people take their money out of the cryptocurrencies and put it probably not back into sovereign currencies, since no one likes this guy. But maybe into other cryptocurrencies or something like that, or just buys other stuff with it. So the value of a cryptocurrency can go down, but generally the way that value flows from a sovereign currency to a cryptocurrency is like this. Out goes the value from the sovereign currency and into the cryptocurrency it goes. And that's how you get something like Bitcoin. Each Bitcoin is worth $20,000. That's just because there's so much money in Bitcoin that there's $20,000 of real money in there for every Bitcoin that there is. And so we can conclude that if people continue to take their money out of their sovereign dollars and put it into a cryptocurrency, the price of that currency is just going to keep going up. There's no roof to it. Only when we get to the point, let's say that the value of this went up so much that now it's, $100 for a piece of crypto. The market might start to look so inflated to this guy that he's going to say, listen, I know that my sovereign dollar is going to be worth 50 cents next week, but I'm even more convinced that a bubble exists within the value of this currency and the currency will crash. And when that happens, the money will flow back out of the cryptocurrency into this sovereign currency. But like I said, in practice, patterns like that are rare. Sovereign currency is an old, outdated tool that rich old dudes can and do use to make a quick buck off of you and me. That's all there is to it. They hate cryptocurrencies because of this thing that I've just explained here, how the price of cryptocurrencies inflates. TLDR, it steals value from other sovereign currencies, which is good. So I've been the Crypto Economist. I hope you've learned a lot from this, and please subscribe to my channel. And a question for you, what cryptocurrency do you think is going to be the biggest grower of next year? Is it going to be EOS? Is it going to be Ethereum? Is it going to be Bitcoin Cash? Let me know because I want to hear your opinion. I've been the Bitcoin Economist. I'll see you guys very soon.